What is up, YouTube? Glad you guys could join us today. We are still having a little bit of a high from that
What a race.
Almost said game, but yeah, that race.
Game.
It felt like a video
NASCAR
game.
be playing games.
It felt like it.
DJ,
no, you were over there
stop.
playing games like I have 12 drivers
That
on
was
the battle
true.
cam. DJ.
Listen, I was trying to figure.
This guy.
I had something figured out. Okay?
DJ's like, how many open tabs can I have of HBO?
All right.
Wild.
I'm sending links.
Yep, go for it. I'm going to start the poll for anyone jumping in on YouTube. Let us know what you guys think of the race so far. Or not so far, but let us know what you guys thought of the race, whether you think it's checker flag, green flag.
Dude, my freaking fantasy always logs me out like every 5 times I check it. And now I try to log in, it's saying underage user. I'm like, brother, why? I've not had this issue before.
I'll be honest, you do look like
my
16.
God. DJ, can
I'll
you be a
take
little
that
more
as a win.
headset volume?
Yeah.
Take that as a win.
Test. Thank you,
Ignore
sir.
that bush.
This is
Ignore
so
that
retarded,
bush.
bro.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
yo.
Hey,
Who says
yo.
It's, who says it's a
yo.
bush? It's in a koozie.
Hey, yo.
Ignore that Kuzman.
Account temporarily locked out. Nice.
Nice.
Can someone tell me where I placed?
Yeah,
Oh, I
you
did.
placed-
Can you guys remind me the flags? It's checker flag.
It was
Checker
checker,
flag's perfect.
green. No, checker, yellow, red, black.
Okay.
Perfect. Needs work. Major work. Don't come back. We're still learning.
Yeah. Yeah, don't. Just
No
calm.
promises. that
Yeah,
we know
it
what
might
we're doing.
change.
Promise is
flag.
promise.
Just take Kuzman's format. It's perfect.
I think he had
Matt, can
green
you tell me how
flag
I
instead
did?
of yellow.
Give me 2 seconds. Let me pull
I
out
like
live.
yellow because it needs work.
Yellow flag.
We already got 5 people watching?
Red
Oh, wait,
flag
it says
is-
5. Never mind.
Needs a lot of work. Huh?
I said, oh, we already got 5 people watching. Oh, wait, it says 5.
I'm not on there yet.
I'm not.
Oh, wait. Nope. You just left.
Oh, volume's down on your phones. Don't forget.
Yeah, I got it.
JFB is in. What's up, JFB?
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. You going to get some party emojis here before the race. 100%. Because I'm on screen. I got
Trash.
sneeze. Hold on. Cover your ears.
Trash. Do trash. Get rid of this trash.
Ugh.
Gross.
Make it a
Sorry.
little more fun.
It's my mic. I can sneeze on it if I want to.
Let us know what y'all think before we actually start the podcast. I think this music that we're adding is a vibe.
All right, Jeffrey. Let's see where you standed in our Celeb.
Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
it's temporarily locked out now. So
What's your name on here?
Why won't it let me start?
Hey, yo, you
Jeff.
finished 4th. 155 points.
nice.
Yeah, I'll
Dang.
take it.
Where,
I don't
where am
know
I
who you-
at in the overall standings now?
I haven't figured that part out.
That updates probably later.
Suarez definitely hurt you.
All right, here we go. Poll
Yeah.
is live. Let me know what you guys think.
Poll is
in the
live.
poll.
I'm voting. I'm voting.
Standings.
We did. Let us know what you guys think of this. We were talking about it, and we were thinking
Oh, wait.
that we may all have to like
I was
agree on a
13th going
rating.
in this week.
That we had to have to
So Nate's
debate it
still
and
up
try to.
front.
What is the
Can we
here
see-
for the speed rating?
Yeah, what is
Jace
our
jumped up
R
a ton.
rating?
All right.
Just a thought.
This is going to be fun then.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Okay, those are last week's points, so it
Okay,
hasn't updated.
They haven't
yet.
updated
Yeah.
yet.
Oh no!
You're
why
probably
am
still pretty far back.
I- It says I'm trying to log into YouTube.
I mean,
TV
I was
somewhere.
13th.
I
Yeah.
apologize
Out of
to
20.
whoever I just logged out of
You definitely jumped
on
me
this on your network.
because you got more points than me,
on
and
a
I was
TV.
12.
Oh,
Yeah.
fine. They'll be all right.
We'll see.
They'll figure it out. All right, I am ready. Let's go ahead and start the real thing, y'all.
All right. Is the podcast people ready?
I'll take.
Oh, they
fourth
better be.
place.
I don't even know what that means. Kuzman, what's up, bro?
All right, here we go. Possibly one of the best races on the schedule has come and gone and delivered, even if NASCAR tried to mess it up with that ending. Christopher Bell loves speedway racing, in case you didn't know, and he gets the win. Let's talk about it and why we are here for the speed. How's it going? My name is DJ. I am glad to be with you guys. I am joined by...
Jacob, not a NASCAR fan.
Not today. Because
Not a NASCAR official fan.
We would never know with your appeal.
Yeah.
He's
I
the
mean-
greatest.
I mean, he switched like 4 drivers.
To never
4
win a
times today.
championship.
So it's just Jeff, and we got
What is up, everyone? Matthew here, local Brad Keselowski fan. This week sucked.
This is how I felt last week at Daytona. Literally.
Chase Elliott is a menace. Get that man off the track.
I
I
don't
don't
thi-
care if he's a
Wait.
fan
All right,
favorite.
so, okay, let's back it up. Is it Stenhouse's fault this week?
Yes.
No, I still say it's Joey.
even this week.
Anti-Joey. No, it was
Oh my
Stenhouse.
It was
Stenhouse.
100% Stenhouse.
Yeah,
I'm just
honestly.
saying, there's a common denominator 2 weeks in a row.
Honestly, I may have changed my ideas of last week.
That's literally we're watching the race. Matt's like,
Like,
think it
wait, I've
was-
seen this before. It was last week.
It's that scene
It
from
was
that's
Stenhouse's
the scene
fault.
from Back to the Future where it's like he's sitting there and he's like,
This is a
I've
real-
seen this before. It's like what do you mean you've seen this? It's brand new. It's like, yeah, no.
Was
No,
he
I
says
don't
like,
get the
oh, we
joke.
have
Yeah, you have
we have a
it's okay.
TV
I've
in
never
every
seen the
room. He's
movie.
like, you have a TV in
Yes.
every room. You must be rich.
You've never seen Back to the Future?
The only way we got Jake
Uncultured.
interested into Back to the Future was we told him the third one has a train. And he's like, all right, I'm in.
"Ah,
I'm
in."
about it.
I'm like,
I've
but-
seen the clip.
yeah,
Uncultured.
but Jake has to watch all of them to see the one with the train. That's Jake. That's the rule.
The movie just seems old and outdated.
Well, I mean, it kind of is.
Why would you watch it?
Yeah.
That old movie versus Days of Thunder.
I'm just saying that, like, I still love watching that movie.
Jeff is like, I don't even know what to say. He just looks at me just like,
There's a flaw in your logic, but I can't help it. All right.
Whatever.
So far, let's check and see where we are at in the poll. So far, Checkered Flag is winning.
Hey,
If you guys,
hey,
if
let's
you guys
go.
are joining us in the chat, let us know what you guys
DJ,
think of the
my
race.
eyes are pretty good,
I
and that chat
just
is
saw-
hella small.
I had to make it small so I could
Golly.
do the.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
There we
All
go.
How do you guys feel?
Wait a
having the
minute, no
camera
audio.
Right in the,
How do you not
right in
have
the way?
audio? Is it? I think it's just you.
Can y'all hear us?
It should be working. Yeah, I'm.
Let us
getting-
know in the chat if you can hear us.
It definitely should be. Well, I just thought of that.
Wait.
Let us know.
RG,
in the-
let us know if you can't hear us. Thanks, bud.
Wait. Let me
I will
test.
sign.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Test it on the.
Fun fact: I figured out this is yellow in sign language.
Put
Good
it
to
out.
know.
For
Put it
whatever
out.
reason, this is yellow.
Put it out.
Put it out.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
Is that
funny.
why Bell won?
Okay, so let's talk about that race. So what do you? Let's go around the room. What are, so far? Where are we thinking this race ended? As far as I'm rating,
I think we
Just
need to
the
let.
ending?
No.
I think we need
Where-
to let Jake go first because it's going to be a while.
No, y'all go.
I
y'all
think
go,
we
y'all
should go because I think ours is gonna be quick.
okay. Yeah.
All right,
Sure.
I'll go. So I think it was a checker flag. I think this race had just about everything you could possibly ever want in a NASCAR race.
Minus a 3-wide finish.
You're not wrong, but it's either
This
that or
guy
yellow.
Spoiled 1 year, and he's like every
Every year.
every Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's what I expect.
Let's see. So yeah, I would. I'm sorry, which made a weird noise.
I heard no noise.
Okay, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I'd say it was pretty much perfect. I mean, it was the last 50 or 60 laps that we were basically all standing the entire time, just on it, literally not even on the edge of our seat, standing in our living room.
I think it's rare. Father Speed made an appearance. That means it's a
that-
good race.
Ross
That's
was
true.
up front.
That means it's a good race. Father Speed shows up. It's a good race.
What's up,
Yeah.
Jason? So yeah, I think checker flag. Don't change anything with Atlanta. Let it keep doing its thing. Just leave it alone.
What
Fair.
are the rankings again? Do we go from checkered to yellow?
Yeah.
Read it.
There's
It's
no
a-
green?
No.
No green.
So
Dang.
checker.
Checkered is perfect. Yellow needs some work.
Yellow might start
Red,
to
it
be
See,
green.
needs-
but I don't think it needs work, but I don't think it's a checkered flag either. You know?
It could
Are
be
you
better. All right,
kidding
let's
me?
say yellow could be better.
You know, because like,
I
I
think
don't
that's
think
what
it
I-
could be much better, but definitely like the
you
ending
serious?
kind of has a
Yellow
little bit.
is
God.
needs work. That's what I have it labeled in the chat at least.
This
Yeah,
guy.
I mean,
Maybe we call it could be better.
if it's
You know,
between
maybe-
those two,
maybe-
I'm gonna go checkered. But in reality, in my heart, I think it's a green flag because
think
it's
we-
kind of in between.
I think we need to maybe make an amendment and take black flag out and then put green in between yellow and checkered.
Maybe.
But I mean, because honestly, like it
An
was pretty
amendment to the
good.
poll.
It was pretty good, but like the ending, like the flag,
What's up, Mark?
the yellow flag was kind of like unnecessary in my
I
opinion.
agree.
And so it's like, you know, it was perfect. It would have been a checkered flag up to that point, and now I'm kind of like, okay, it's green. You know,
Green's
it's not
on the
yellow.
list.
Okay,
All right, you're
I'll go
making your
checkered
own.
then.
You're yellow 0.5, green.
Yellow. I'll go checkered technically then.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. This was a checker flag all day. This was a great race. I am not. I tried to say it earlier. I'm not gonna let the peanuts in the buffet ruin the experience. It was just
What
the,
buffet do you go to?
bro. You know, it's like whatever. Like you got like you're fighting over peanuts here. That last lap they threw a yellow, bro. It doesn't ruin
I don't know.
the last 260 laps. It was a fantastic race.
It's a weird
It was
statement.
arguably.
This
It's a weird
comment-
statement to come from someone.
That's
who
what I'm
eats
gonna
them-
say.
That's what I'm
That's
gonna say. Okay, I was gonna say that's a weird comment to say, considering he eats them whole without taking them out of the shell.
Hey man, sometimes you need some fiber in your life.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It is,
anyway,
yeah.
digressing. It was a great race. Checker flag. I want this to be the standard for Atlanta moving forward. We've said it every time Atlanta has shown up after the reconfiguration. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that I don't know. It brings up a big debate about old Atlanta.
Mm.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give it a black flag.
Wow. Jeez.
The
Ooh.
the racing
Ooh.
is great, but I hate that NASCAR ruined the end of the race.
So the
ruined
race
it.
is horrible. Never come back.
Yeah, it's
Not
get
if
rid
it-
of this.
I don't want
That's
to watch.
the rating.
I don't want to watch. I voted black flag. I don't want to
Garbage,
watch this whole great race just to be disappointed because of a caution because people are still behind them. You mean the people that have been behind the pack the entire race and have been many laps down? Like what? What?
You're fighting over
Are
peanuts.
you? They're multiple laps down. You're really worried about them piling through the wreck? Stop.
What are you gonna
Stop.
do when this happens at Talladega?
Everybody drove back to the pits. Who are you worried about taking such a massive? It was they knew yesterday they screwed this up because people did take some big hits, but they let them race back, and it was dope. We praised them yesterday in
They're
the Xfinity
learning.
race. No,
They're
bro,
new.
they've had
It's some intern off of LinkedIn.
no. Honestly, the problem comes from they have 4 different race directors that take
Yes,
turns, and there's
that's
no
true.
freaking consistency.
That's very
By the
true.
way, the race director tonight was the same as the Daytona 500. What are we doing? It's the same guy. You pile them all up on the backstretch of Daytona, a mile from the start finish line, and nobody has a chance to pass. And we're 3 wide for the lead, and you throw it when 3 or 4 cars wreck. And there was some hits, but nothing crazy. Everybody drove back to pit road.
You're not
What are
wrong.
we doing?
I get it. You're not wrong. But I don't think it ruins the race.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I don't think it ruins the
No.
race.
Not black flag. I don't think.
Bro, I don't. Okay, so if you go to the buffet and you eat an entire buffet, that's great, and then you eat peanuts that make you have food poisoning.
Doesn't ruin the buffet,
Are you
no.
going back?
I ate crab and lobster
Oh
the whole
my
night.
God.
I'm good.
I don't know. I think it's super trash.
I think it is trash.
NASCAR is a multi-billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar franchise. You needed to figure it the hell out.
I agree. I agree.
What the hell are we doing?
I agree. I'm
There's-
not saying I
you-
disagree.
You like from truck, Xfinity, and Cup,
DJ, get the
you
bleeper
don't-
ready.
You don't even know what to expect. That's bull crap,
It's
dude.
kind of real. This year's been a
That's
while.
like having in basketball if the 3-point line was invisible and it was just a judgment call. Is that fair? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like they gotta fix this. Nip it in the bud. You either throw it when there's a wreck every time,
They have been. And we've
Or-
been calling them out for nonsense.
okay, or you don't like. I mean, it's just got to be way better.
I
I feel like NASCAR is so reactive to social media, especially X. They're so reactive. Like I feel like whatever the opinion is, the public opinion is on X, they make the decision the next day based off of that. They got chastised for throwing the caution.
correction, Chastain.
They got their freaking nuts kicked
Correction,
for freaking
Chastain.
calling the caution in the truck race and in the dual race.
They did.
And then they
Yep.
just let it go.
Yep.
And everybody loved it.
Yep.
It's fine. You can launch the emergency vehicles. Like nobody took such a big hit that you're like, we need to address this right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
If you can roll back to pit road,
I
no
think-
need for a freaking yellow. Like,
I
come on.
100% believe the race finishing under or green would have been the solution. Finish under green.
Yeah.
Let them know, hey, they're wrecking on the backstretch. So they obviously know
Just
they're
throw
wrecking.
it. You throw it as soon as the
So they're
leader
not-
crosses.
They hit the
Thank you.
line, and then
You
chill.
just literally sit there and
as
wait.
As soon as you know
Yes.
nobody has a shot to make this pass, caution.
Yes.
Everybody's fine with that.
Now, is that a problem with NASCAR if they let the leader finish under green, but then they wave the yellow for everyone else? Is
At
that
that point,
a problem?
it's a winner. It's all about the winner.
It's I was
In my opinion, it's all
nobody.
about the winner.
I don't think.
But is that a problem with NASCAR in general? Either everyone's under yellow or only half the field's under, you know what I mean? Like, is that
Yeah.
what they have to consider?
I mean, as a fan, I don't think it makes a difference.
you don't think so?
Well, I mean, like me watching it, I don't care. We got my finish. The finish is what I care about. The the leaders.
Yeah.
I don't care about the guy in
At that
10th,
point,
15th.
last lap, it only matters about the one guy. If
Yeah.
your favorite driver's in third, he's in third. Like if he
Yeah.
gets second, like it's cool. Like
He might
whatever,
jump
it
to
doesn't matter.
fifth, might jump to third, whatever. In the chat, we got a couple of things saying it was scripted. Stuff
think
like
it's
Hocevar
scripted.
wasn't part of the script. He wasn't part of anything.
I don't think he's part of it.
Yeti Seabell was a gift from NASCAR gods. Thought race control would let Larson with a win, with his
Yeah.
the Golden Boy win.
I think they really.
Jason
just,
agrees with Jake. Don't give this man an ego.
No, I think it really comes down to everybody freaking kicked their butt yesterday on social media
Yeah.
for letting that Xfinity race go, but I thought it was fine. To me, me and Matt talked about this. Like, okay, you want to throw the yellow to stop the drivers from piling into the field if there's a wreck in front of them, right? Where's the accountability to the drivers? If there's
Yeah.
a big wreck, don't pile drive the guy at 160 and kill him.
Yeah.
That's your responsibility. Are you going to do that on the freaking highway? Like, come on, dude.
Some people might.
Like, come on.
Insurance
Calm it
check.
down. There's a huge wreck in front of you. Slow it down and let the race finish.
I don't know.
clean.
I've seen some stuff on the turnpike, man.
I mean,
You on the
that's-
turnpike, bro?
Oh yeah.
Hey, you want to talk about white knuckle ride? Right back with Jeff from Volusia.
Oh,
Dude,
no, it was riding to Volusia.
yeah.
I drove back.
Okay. The other white knuckle ride is riding back with DJ from Atlanta.
From Atlanta.
There's a
We'll get
reason
home.
There's a
95
reason
on the
when we go.
freeway.
There's a reason when we go to the
Allegedly.
races.
Bucky's close. Bucky's is close enough.
Yep.
There's a reason when
Allegedly.
we go to the races. I'm never an option to drive. I'm always like
You're
I'm
not on
always
the list.
backseat.
You're
I'm
not
not
on
on
the
the list. I've been black flagged.
Yeah.
I have a foolproof method, which won't be shared here, of how to go to sleep on the way home from a race. And DJ's driving. I could not go to sleep. Just being slung around in the back of the van. Oh man.
Listen,
Anyway,
if it makes you feel better, it was also your RAV4.
Yeah,
It was
that's
not
true.
a van at the time.
in all seriousness, though,
Yep.
I really think the drivers need to be held to some level of accountability here, so that way we can enjoy a green finish. I mean, like
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
let's
was
be-
the cause of
'cause-
the last caution? Wasn't it the 47?
No, well, the start of it I think was, but who was actually wrecking was Barry and who was the other one? It was one of the other guys in the back. I missed it.
It wasn't
It was
the 47.
the entire back side of the field.
Well, yeah, but it was Barry specifically was the only one I cared about because that was my fantasy pick. One of my fantasy picks.
It
My
was one
fantasy
he
picks
was
suck.
mine too.
I don't even start the fantasy like actual picks until next week because the first
Yeah.
2 weeks are super speedways.
Yeah, but then we have turn one Dakota, which is
no, they
could be
fixed
as
it.
random.
They did help.
They quote unquote fixed it.
I hate that new restart Dakota.
Yeah,
Oh,
It'll be
pretty
interesting.
much. Hey, whoever wins the poll, pick them for the race.
pretty much.
There you go. You got Coda.
Carson
Dakota's figured
Hosevar
out.
races there
So
next week, right?
Kuzman asked
Maybe.
a question.
We'll
he
see
said,
after Ross.
he said, "Are you guys okay with them not having to pit under green during the first stage?"
Yeah, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yes, because it is a super speedway, but you're not getting the size of a super speedway. So it's like that's like saying like, oh, I want a super speedway at 1.5 miles, but I also want it to be like 400 laps. You know, if they dragged out the cautions, I would get it, but it's just not reasonable for time or for people. You know, it just doesn't make sense. So it's like this is the one exception to the super speedway. Like, oh, you're not getting a green flag pit stop. It's like, yeah, but it's also 1.5 miles. Like you're
Yeah.
not getting the true 2.5 to almost 2.6 mile track. So gives and takes. You know, you take it where you can get it. I'm gonna be honest.
I
I
mean-
thought this was the best super speedway racing we've seen, and we're probably gonna see all year. It's gonna be Atlanta.
This is the best super speedway racing in the Gen 6 or
It-
Gen 7, excuse me.
It's
Yeah.
kind of one of those things. Like I feel like it's gonna be one of those things you don't know you're in the good times until they're gone. And it's like Atlanta's gonna go back to old Atlanta. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be 1.5 miles.
Especially if they have to repave it, because that's probably coming in the next 2
I
or
don't
3
think they're
years.
going to repave it. I think they're just going to let it go. You know, they're
Okay.
going to do something. If they repave it, perfect. Super Speedway's back. But
Well,
if they don't,
I think they're going to
they're
keep
going
the
to have to cut it
configuration.
back. I think they will too.
I just mean at
So-
some point they're going to have to repave it, and that repave for the first. If you remember the first year, it was
There's gonna be a
good, but it
stretch.
was like
There's going to be a stretch of a few years where it goes down to an intermediate style, and I believe that's not going to be as good as racing.
I don't know if it is. So let's talk about the first 3 years. We saw significant wear.
yeah.
Last year to this year, I didn't see that much wear.
No, dude.
This racing-
Did you see all the patches?
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about like as far as the track losing a significant amount of grip. Like
Bro, 25% of the track is patched.
Fine.
I know it's
We'll just
fine,
keep
but I'm
patching
just saying, like, you keep patching it, you eventually get to a repave.
Well, those are because they had a bunch of bumps in the track and they had to cut it out and fix it because they did such a. They
Thanks,
had that.
Marcus.
They had that new proprietary.
Yeah.
Proprietary paving
paving.
technology.
Pave over it, it'll be fine.
Oh, we have an update. Yellow flag is now leading in the vote,
Wow.
slightly over checkered flag.
Can I,
think
vote twice?
I'm gonna be honest. It's a lot closer than I would have thought across all of the votes.
I feel like, well, like let's talk about Jeff Gluck's poll.
Yeah.
Lap 259. Why would you ever vote no? Was it a good race or not? But now,
Still
like,
a good race. It's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
That's kind of how I
You
am.
can't
The
judge
finish
the
sours me
drivers,
so
the
much.
track, how they raced. You can't judge any of that off of the guy who pushes a yellow button. That's not fair.
I'm all about accountability.
It's
and
not-
okay.
That's not fair to anyone who's in a car.
I don't know.
I'm all about
If they
accountability.
wanted to
but
save
if
and
it's
just
in-
ride
if-
single file, that's fine.
If
It's
you're
a bad
if
fu-
you're
it's a
in the
bad race.
Super Bowl and they have a bad call that ruins the game, even though it was a great game, it ruins the game.
Yes. Yeah, you're
That,
right.
Yeah,
that's
but
the way
I get
I'm
it.
viewing
but
it.
you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater, man. Like it's not like it's just kind of one of
You
those
said
things.
the peanut
Like
thing was wild. You're throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Easy, Joe.
yeah, I mean that's a
I
common
feel
term,
you.
but
I
it's
feel
like
you.
it doesn't make the whole race bad.
Okay,
it
so
just
this
makes
is
the ending
for me.
bad.
I don't want to watch such a phenomenal race, and it's going to end up there's some bull crap, dude. Like it's just like
Welcome to NASCAR. You don't get a say in that, man.
I'm excited. Honestly, like I don't know.
Are
Y'all-
you excited for spring
you-
Atlanta or
you-
summer Atlanta?
You guys, hold on. Before I'll get there, you guys know how much I love super speedway racing.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
It is my favorite form of racing.
Yep.
This new car and the way they're officiating these calls at the end of the race, I'm over it. I am so over it. I'm not excited. No, none of you guys were with me. Lindsay was with me. Jace was with me. Like y'all, like I was not that excited with the end of the Daytona 500.
I wasn't
Like they
either.
just race each other like complete douchebags,
I agree.
running each other over at 200 miles an hour. Like it's just not like good racing. And then you come to Atlanta where you have phenomenal racing, and then the officiating totally screws up the end. And it's just like it's luck. It's all luck. Why? William Byron's lucky because he missed a ridiculous wreck from 9th place. Bell's lucky because he just happened to be in front, but Larson was probably going to win that race. Could have been Hocevar with the right side draft. Who'd been?
Hocevar finished second.
I don't
technically.
know how they, I don't know who lifted or whatever, so it's hard to tell like how they would have those three would have really made it to the line. I mean, as soon as the yellow comes out, I mean maybe Bell lifts. I don't know.
I'm not
Like,
against Bell winning though.
I'm not either. But he just got lucky. And that's like these incredible races cannot come down to luck. You can't do that.
I mean,
you
would
can't take your casual fan that
Would
you're
have thought
trying
the
to
Ambetter
get.
400 was a like a marquee race. The
Would've known.
Ambetter
Dude, like
400.
I mean,
Like,
you
Ambetter better be paying that money because this is a good race.
you cannot have your races marketed for casual fans come down to who was in the lead of the yellow or lucky. You just can't. You can't. You're
You're
not
right.
going to
You're
get
right.
new people.
You're right. I get it.
Like that's the frustrating thing. The rest of the race, the first 258 laps were incredible. Some of the best racing I've ever seen. Absolutely.
So real quick, Yenny commenting in here. Were we surprised about Blaney couldn't get to the front with the new tires? I think personally, what happened there was I think he jacked that splitter up on the front of that car coming down on the apron. Personally,
Could
I think that's probably what kind of kept him from
I
really
think he
getting
just
up
ran
there.
out of talent.
But I mean, he was doing good with the new tire. But I think once he got to the front of the field,
I don't think new
I-
tires made that much difference.
I was gonna say I don't think on
Not a
any
huge
super
difference.
speedway package that tires are kind of like the least priority. Like they're still important, but they're not like.
see, I think what
It's not
was
like
hurting him
it's
was
not
the-
like Las Vegas where you get some new tires and you're just like zooming around the track. It's like they help.
I mean,
but-
we saw we had
Nah.
those cautions after like 20 laps, and not that many people took tires. They took fuel.
yeah, Kyle Busch. took only
That's what I'm
fueling.
saying. I feel
Yeah.
like the track did not lose as much grip as everybody thought it was going to,
yeah.
which I'm kind of excited about because I want this racing to stick around.
Yeah, it's all about
maybe not the officiating, but the racing.
It's just all about the draft.
C2 is
So-
saying that the 77 is the new one of 2025. 100%. You want to know
Yeah.
something funny? Who's Carson Hocevar's development team? It's
Who's
the
his
team.
mentor?
It's Ross Chastain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ross Chastain's development team got Hocevar in there.
I don't know mine. Carson, I mean, we got to hang out
So-
with him for a little bit in Daytona. Carson Hocevar,
He's
super
he's
cool.
extremely talented.
Meanwhile, Jake, like 30, 45 minutes ago, while Ross Chastain's talking to Carson Hocevar, punch him in the face! Punch him in the face!
Dude, I was sitting
Well,
there.
he left him hanging, bro. Like, come on, man.
Use the chair!
Dude,
Nah,
Ross would have to get a chair to get up and punch him in the face because that man's
quote
so
from
tall.
Shrek.
I know.
Okay.
But
I think, no, I think,
I don't know if you
I don't
sheltered
know.
children were allowed to watch Shrek.
I think,
and then Blaney talked to him right after.
Hocevar had to, he
Blade's
made the
like,
movie
all
he
right.
had to, for sure.
What?
Hocevar made the movie he had to.
I don't
to like
really
go,
blame-
go middle there.
I don't
Oh,
really
yeah.
blame Hocevar.
Nah,
Oh,
I mean, he
Hocevar.
drove a little aggressive.
He's driving like
But
a dog,
he
but I
made
mean,
no
you guys,
friends.
that's how you win races.
Made
Alex,
zero
Alex from
friends
Racing
today.
Addict says you're about to be a Hocevar fan now.
Buy the
Stop.
shirt.
I have
Get the
2
77.
drivers. Can y'all chill out?
Hey, you can turn an
I
11
had
into a
one and
77 real
added one
quick.
to the roster. Calm down,
I think
all of
it's
y'all.
funny.
Nah,
I think it's funny.
Jesus,
Is it blasphemy that you wear a FedEx shirt with a Goodrich hat?
bro, I'm a walking contradiction. Would you call me an anomaly in
You are
Daytona?
an anomaly.
An
That is-
enigma.
You
That is
100%
funny.
you are an anomaly.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So, I mean,
I don't
know.
kind of mind jumping into some of this stuff. So I know
Yeah.
we're kind of talking about the cautions here. All weekend they have held off cautions for
Bro.
wrecks,
Yes.
right?
Tell me
Yeah.
about it.
Real quick, what do you guys think about NASCAR holding off the cautions? Do you think they should hold them off and let the races run through, or do you think we
Depends.
should?
It does
Easy
depend.
now. Or
If
do you?
it's been 100 laps of green, throw that caution.
Or do you think
If
they
it's
should?
been half a lap,
They should
let
throw
it
the
go.
caution for a I hit the wall, I tagged the wall, I'm spinning out, but I'm off the track. Like, what do you guys feel? How do you feel about it? Because we're kind of seeing a almost a 180.
It's a shift.
It
We're
is.
seeing a 180 from how they call races.
So my thing is
besides the finish of the
he-
cup race.
So looking at
Exclude
it, I think
that.
we all can agree it's just consistency right now. If it's gonna be look, a car tagged the wall and he's by himself and he spun out, caution. But I want every single time that happens to be the caution. If that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Make it the same. Now, personally, I'm kind of with you. I'd rather kind of one guy by himself, as long as he's not like in the racing groove, he kind of goes down. Let it play out for a little bit, see what happens, and everything. But if that means if I have to give that up to get the consistency of knowing when a driver hits the wall and starts to spin into the infield that the caution's coming out, that's fine. I'll give that up
How many times did we see cars hit the wall and keep driving?
constantly.
So to
Thank
me,
you.
it's if there's
Let
debris,
it ride.
if there's debris on the track, throw a yellow.
Yep.
If there's a car spun out and in obvious risk of getting hit by somebody else, put it out.
What was it? There was a caution for the 10, right? He spun out on his own.
Yeah.
Should there have been a caution for that, realistically?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he
He
wasn't
wasn't able
spin
to
out,
move.
You're gonna pop tires. With the next
He
gen
popped
car,
his tires?
Yeah,
He
Okay.
couldn't move.
You're not gonna get back moving quick. It's no
And
different
then-
than the Ryan Preece and Indy last year.
And then the 34, he cut a tire too, right? The right rear. He cut a
there's
tire.
a
Debris
handful
was
of
on
them.
the field. They called a caution for
Yeah.
that. I think it was the 34.
I mean, we have
if you have
overtime
a
rules.
car getting sideways, debris on the track, you throw a yellow, unless it's the last lap.
I was gonna
If
say
it's the last lap and there's not a driver that you need
say
to
let
get
'em
to
run.
immediately, let them go.
Let him run.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say we have overtime rules for every flag except the yellow. Why don't we just make overtime rules for the yellow?
Why
And
not just let 'em
exactly
run
like
to the green?
exactly like that, where it's like if it's not
Let's just take away
pertinent,
the
let him
yellow flag.
run. If you're already on OT, let him
If
green
it's the
flag.
white flag and they
Yeah.
all wrecked,
Let him go.
stack it back up and let's do it again.
Yeah, yeah. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, like today, I mean, there was no one that I felt was very pertinent. Like everyone that really got caught up in the wreck
right.
was in the back. Like, yes, it kind of happened in the middle of the pack or middle, front, whatever. But not everyone, it wasn't like the big one. Like, not a ton of people got caught up in it. And it was kind of one of those things where it's like, by the time they threw the yellow, the wreck was like already passed. Like, everyone had already
Yeah.
gotten through it.
I think
So it's kind of one of those like,
I think unless
I
somebody
don't know.
absolutely noses the fence like head on super hard or like a T-bone like the Larson and Priest wreck at Talladega a few
Maybe
years
oil
ago.
on the field, stuff like that. Like they hit so
Well,
hard.
as long
this-
as it's behind the leaders, who cares? I'm talking about for the green
For
green
green light.
finish. For a
Yeah.
green finish. You know what I mean? Like let it go. Like
Yeah.
just let it go.
They-
let 'em
you
race.
already know they're not going to continue.
You already know Priest can T-bone Kyle Larson at 150.
Damn it.
What are you really worried about?
Ron.
You know what?
I know what's wrong with
really,
it.
you don't care about cars flying in the air. Who cares? Let them race.
Keep it rolling.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Love it.
like they know this car has a huge flipping problem, but like, ooh, cup car spun out. We need to throw the yellow. Like, what are we doing? Like, oh, if it flies, no problem.
Well, who was it?
Yeah.
I mean, how many drivers have said that they were always like, yeah, if we flip, I'd rather flip than hit the wall head on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so
Unless you're gonna go into the catch fence, I think that
Well, I
changes the
think-
dialogue a little bit.
I think
but-
the biggest thing was we noticed it in the truck race and the Xfinity race, right? And those races are notorious for cautions, restart cautions, you know, cautions breed cautions, breed cautions, you know? And you kind of run into that monotony of, oh, a car's hitting the wall, it's tapping the wall, throw the caution, you know, this is doing that, throw the caution. And it's like, it's refreshing to know, like, hey, you hit the wall. Sorry. Find your way to pits, you know?
if you can drive on, go home.
Keep her going, you know?
Let's
and
go.
especially in the other series, the truck and the Xfinity, they have that inner liner. They can keep driving. You
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
have no reason to you don't realistically have a reason to throw the yellow. I mean, drivers have their reasons to, oh, I'm gonna park it, you know, or I'm gonna pull back on the
Oh, who
driving
was that
service.
yesterday?
Oh, I can't
Cut
remember.
that tire and just parked at the exit of turn 4. I was like, you, what are you doing?
I don't remember who it was.
They held him
It
for
was-
a lap.
Was it for
Yeah.
the
It was the 26
for what series?
Xfinity
yeah.
early
couldn't
on
tell
last
you.
night.
Yeah, couldn't
Yeah,
tell
I don't
you.
remember who it
forgot.
was.
To me, from Cup last Sunday 500 to last night, perfect officiating, great officiating.
Yeah.
great. Leave it alone. And then they totally screwed it up again tonight, which is NASCAR.
Should
And
we
then we'll,
count-
But
we'll
there
run
was
Coda next week, and we probably won't have any yellows.
How many times did we see cars that popped their tires and they couldn't spin? I saw, I think, 3 at least. Just running the back tires, couldn't go anywhere. You got to throw yellow for that. There's
Yeah.
no way.
You
We
come
need
out for
to-
Cup?
Yeah,
No, 100%.
What was it, the
If
4?
a Cup car spins out, you know it's
the
going to
4,
happen.
the 34. No, the
10.
34 made it back. The 10, the 4, the 10, and maybe like I think the 38.
Yeah.
Zane Smith,
Yeah.
someone like that.
So what about the Blaney wreck, where he's like in the front of the field sideways, handful of laps to go? You got
fine.
to throw the yellow.
No,
See, that one
No,
I was
I would
you, don't
say
want
no.
him to, you don't want him to back up into the field, which is very possible.
he kept it low, right?
He did, but I'm saying it's very
good.
possible that he could go right back up in the field.
No need.
This is a perfect
Alright,
time to
calm
have
down.
like a little counter. Like maybe we can make a little graphic where it's like ruined calls or something like that. Like
Oh, yeah.
NASCAR bad calls. or
Well,
something.
doesn't addicts
Oh, I don't
since
know.
officiating incident or
racing
something.
addicts? Yeah, they do
They do
like
something.
days since the last NASCAR officiating. Yeah, I expect that to be on 0
Oh.
when y'all
Yeah.
record.
I would say,
For sure.
I don't know.
All right, so let's move on to
That'd be
some.
cool.
Let's talk about some of the other races this week. I think, other than that, I think NASCAR ruined what was going to be almost a perfect race, and
Yeah.
so let's move on and talk about something more fun.
So
What'd y'all think about the trucks? Let's start
Trucks
with the
was
first.
fun.
Trucks was good.
Trucks
honestly,
was a really good
it-
race.
It
Great
ran
finish.
exactly how I thought it would.
It was a great race.
Yeah,
You want to-
I just thought it was a great finish.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Did you were you able to watch the whole race?
I watched I turned the TV on exactly halfway.
Okay.
So I watched the latter half. I went
I'm
back
gonna
and
be
watched the
honest.
highlights of the first half, and it was really good.
I'm gonna be honest, man.
But-
I'm telling you that truck field, they've matured.
Yeah,
a lot.
big
That-
time.
A
I mean,
lot.
from Daytona to this race, it's a whole different series. You don't say, "Oh, I'm in trucks." You know, we're just gonna run over everyone. It happens occasionally. It's
course.
gonna happen. You know, they're inexperienced
today in
drivers.
Cup.
They're
so-
newer. You had Frankie Muniz in there. You have a lot of rookies that kind of jump in with sponsorships, and they're trying to get their feet wet in the series. They're going 3 wide and they're holding it. That's what I want to see in the truck series. I want to see these guys learn how to do that there, so when they come to Cup Series,
Yeah.
they're not running over people. Carson Osborne. So they're not running over people, and
He didn't learn
can-
any lessons.
they can actually
lessons.
have a legitimate race.
You know what I'm thinking about?
They got spanked by their papa, good old Kyle Cush, you know, KFB, but it was bound to happen. Kyle Busch is in the track. Forget about
that was
it.
an amazing
you,
finish.
You do know Carson Hocevar ran the wheelbarrow races the same way.
He did. He didn't
just
care
ran
who was
everybody
in.
out of the way.
He didn't care who was. Oh, you're an 8-year-old. That's fine. Hold on.
Hold up.
Just
Put
don't
your
put your
fingers
hands
inside.
out. Yeah, keep your hands inside. Hold on to your knees.
I think the
So
truck
wild.
race, it was really interesting because like they all ran the top in
Yeah.
the first stage, but then second stage or towards the end of the first stage, coming to the checkered for stage 1, the inside lane started making ground,
Yes.
and it was like a light bulb went off, and the whole field's like, oh, the inside lane is fast, and then it was like 2 wide racing the whole race.
I would say the biggest shocker was getting Stuart Friesen up front. Dude, this guy,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I typically say Stuart Friesen's good for one win a year, right? You're gonna get one legitimate, really good win out of this guy. He's gonna be dominant. He's gonna have the lap speed. Like they have their races they circle because I think it's a single car or a single truck team.
I believe so.
the
Yeah.
I
52.
think they run very slightly part-time, sometimes a second truck.
Yeah. So it's like seeing this guy up front. It's like he could actually win this. You know, with the right push,
He had a
he could get up front.
He had a
Past
great
Kyle Busch.
pace.
I think he had the move the lap prior, and he was one lap too soon to make that move, and he fell
Yeah.
back. He just didn't have the push from
He
Tyler
was
Ankrum.
what? He got up to what, about 5th, 4th?
No,
Yeah.
he finished second.
Reason?
Yeah, he finished second.
Hold on.
It was a photo finish at the line.
Oh yeah. No,
It was a
you're
photo
right, you're
finish
right,
with
you're
the-
right. You're
He
right.
That
just
was
didn't
wild.
have the push from Ankrum.
Yeah.
And to be totally honest, Kyle Busch has like over 100 truck wins. So like,
It's ridiculous.
listen,
This
losing
was-
to Kyle Busch, you're
mean-
like the normal winner. Kyle
So-
Busch is the expert. Like you're not gonna win to him.
I was talking to Father Speed at post truck race. He's like, "Why does he have to come down and beat on these kids?"
He's just letting him He's just reminding him who's Papa.
I was gonna
you know
say,
this was Kyle Busch's 232nd win in the top 3 national series.
That's
No
insane.
way.
It's ridiculous.
Dude.
Is-
I'm not
is
gonna
he
lie.
greater than Richard Petty? Silence.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say yes.
No
like
way.
pound
Are you
for
really gonna
pound?
say yes?
Pound for pound.
I mean,
like,
there's the
skill
eras.
wise,
The eras are
considering
so
the different
but,
cars
man.
and like the competition from
I
back
would
in the
I
go
would
day.
run a
say
stock
if he can
Charger.
start winning again in Cup Series,
Hey,
I
look
would
at
say
this,
yes.
Jonathan Ace, Pro Hamlin. Let's go.
I think if you put,
Hey,
Appreciate
Jonathan.
your
I think
good
if you
taste.
put
Good seeing you,
Richard
bud.
Petty,
Yep.
like just it
You know-
doesn't
you know
matter
that's
what
our
car.
Jonathan, right?
Huh?
You know it's our Jonathan,
Oh,
right?
is it? What's
Yeah.
up,
No.
man?
Hey, you can just keep on going,
If
John.
you put
See you, buddy.
if you put Richard Petty in any car and then you put Kyle Busch in the same car, no difference. I think Kyle Busch
Well, Richard
outraces
Petty's
Richard
old
Petty.
now.
I'm just saying, okay, prime Richard Petty versus prime Kyle Busch.
Did Richard Petty even know how to like
I'm gonna
side draft
I'm
or
gonna take
drafting
Kyle.
in general? Did
No,
he have
they
any
just
idea?
had the best car.
He just had a fast engine.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
I mean, he also
But-
drove the Superbird, the car that was banned. So I mean, there
But
was
going
that.
going back to
Bring it
trucks,
back.
I was
It's,
actually
it's just different time. You can't.
Yeah,
You can't.
it's
compare.
but,
really
but
hard.
going back to trucks, I was when we were talking with Kuzman before over our text message. I was like, he had Grant Enfinger, and I was like, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's who I was not like pulling for, but that's who I thought was gonna win.
I'd say give him to like
and
week 5. Grant
Yeah.
Finger's gonna win.
yeah, I mean,
same with Lane Riggs.
he's just
Get him
he's
past
just
the
a
super
beast.
speedways.
He's a beast at
They're
the
gonna start hitting
speedways,
their marks.
though. He like Grant
Yeah.
Enfinger's like nasty at the speedways. He's always low
He ain't gonna
key
win, though.
till the end, but
It is
I don't know.
wild. We start the season if you count the duels with 14 super speedways,
Yeah.
14 super speedway races,
Jeez,
yeah,
that is a
Two-
little crazy.
4 Cup, 2 Xfinity. Wait, my math is way off.
I don't know what your math is.
no, you're
Sorry.
at 4 Cup if you count the duels.
No, it is 4, right? No,
Two
Oh
duels.
my
Well,
gosh.
2
It's
duels.
8.
What? What are you talking about?
Anywho,
Math. Sorry.
Two
Okay,
duels,
can
the
we just
500,
move
and then
on? Because
today.
clearly,
I want to jump into Xfinity because I think this is the biggest debate. What does Austin Hill have in his car?
nitrous.
anyone know?
nitrous.
What does this man own in his car?
Corn.
Would you?
Corn.
Austin Hill does not own corn.
He's corn
He's
fed.
corn fed, Bran.
Oh, he is a big boy.
He's a corn fed boy.
He's realistically he's probably the same size as me, but whatever.
I think he might be bigger.
You think so?
He's big looking dude. You see him in.
I don't think.
Have
I
you ever
could get
seen
into
the
a
front on
Xfinity
think
shot?
car.
Austin
He's
Hill
about
could
the
beat
same
Matt
size.
up.
He's
I
probably
was-
the big size.
He's
Have
the
you-
same size as me and you.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
seen like the front on shot of him in the car? It literally looks like Mr. Incredible. Like, he's in the car.
All right, so I think do the other drivers just give up when Austin Hill is in the lead at a super speedway? Do you think they just this is enough? Second is fine. Like legitimate. Like he's won how many of the last? He's won 4 of the last 5 Atlanta races.
He's
Yeah.
got
He won
8.
3 in
He's
a row.
tied- He's tied with.
He would have won 3 in a
Stewart.
row at Daytona.
Do you think the drivers just let him go?
No,
Realistically,
no.
So you're talking about the Justin Allgaier non-block?
yes, the non-block
That
from
was
Justin
weird.
Allgaier.
I don't
They
think
let him be
so.
up front. They don't push
Well-
him into the corners hard.
I think that came down to I mean, I don't understand why he did it, but I can see why he did it, I guess. I don't agree with him not making the block because he's staying down
He had
with his
Sammy
teammate.
Smith.
Yeah.
Sammy Smith was behind him.
And
he didn't get the push.
And the inside lane was moving. It was grooving. Like, it was going. So,
Moving and
like,
grooving.
are you assuming that the inside lane is going to get the run? But, like, it's like, yeah, you could have 3 cars stacked up on the inside, but if you don't, and the outside has Austin Hill.
I was gonna say
He can be by himself.
the only way you're winning that race is if the 2 is behind you, or sorry, the 21 is behind
Yeah.
you, or the 2 maybe.
The 21 wasn't behind anyone the whole race.
I know.
It was up front. Like, how many laps does it take to realize I need to push this guy a little harder into turn 1? I need to door bang him a little harder so he gets a little looser. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think
Yeah.
they race him that hard. I think they're like, listen, super
it's
speedways.
because he nearly killed a guy at Martinsville that one time when he punched him on
Maybe
pit road.
he might have just ultimate dominance on pits. Like,
Like,
I think
Killed the man with this
they
stuff.
they do have some kind of crazy aero. It has to be aero.
it has
It's
to
not
be.
all
Yeah.
motor.
It can't.
It
be.
has to be some kind of aero tricked up thing, which you can still do in the Xfinity Series, which is dope.
that's wild.
But it's got to be some kind of, and I don't know what it is.
Some kind of advantage
Because
in the draft.
it is normally like what we see with the Fords today, right? They qualified incredible. Did they race good? Not really, besides the Penske's. If you weren't a Penske car, you raced like trash as a Ford. A bunch of them went straight to the back in first stage.
Yeah.
But then Austin Hill, they qualify amazing, and he can lead the entire freaking race. Like, it's wild. Like, it's funny. Me and Matt, like in our little league that we do, we sandbagged the week before.
You're such a cheater too. This guy. I sandbagged last week, somehow got both the wins. Not the wins, but I got the best finishing driver. So he got to pick for both Xfinity truck. Guess who he picks? Kyle Busch, Austin Hill. Walks away plus 4 points on me.
Jeez.
What a weenie.
But I mean, it's funny because like we know like when we
You
come
know
to,
your tracks.
when you
There's
come to
certain ones.
Talladega, me and Matt are like, who's gonna sandbag the worst the week before Talladega so we can pick the RCR guys.
So I get double picks first for a road course. That's gonna be pretty easy.
That's gonna be pain.
Where's
Yeah.
AJ? Where's AJ starting?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, I was
Where's the Willits starting?
What did you
uh,
think about the Xfinity race?
Xfinity, I thought was. I mean,
I thought the first 2 stages sucked.
yeah, I was gonna say the problem with the
Because they
Xfinity-
could race and they chose not to. Third stage they raced the whole time. It was awesome.
I mean, since trucks and Xfinity was a double header, I definitely preferred watching the truck race over.
Truck was much
over
better.
Xfinity.
Yeah.
Now the end of the
Third-
Xfinity race, third stage was
Xfinity was
pretty
good.
pretty good.
The
pretty
ending
solid.
of the Xfinity race was definitely good.
Yeah, it was a good race, but stages 1 and 2 was just a big snoozer.
Xfinity, I think the super speedway package it has seen its course.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah, I
They
would love
gotta
to see
fix
them
something.
run,
I can agree with
run
that.
without it.
Try it. At least do a test. Take
Yeah.
20 cars, 2 from each team or whatever. Whatever they got to do. 1 from each team. Maybe 10. Go run the intermediate package. See how it runs in a pack.
Yeah.
You only do pack runs. See how it runs.
Just run the regular. I mean, if they run the regular package, they won't be in a pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Going to JFB, he makes a comment like he doesn't understand why people don't like Hill. I think really it comes down to because he wins.
Yeah,
He's the
Only on
Kansas
super
City
speedways,
Chiefs
really,
of the
though.
Xfinity series
of
like-
super speedways.
of super
Yeah.
speedways.
if
It's
Austin
just-
Hill wins a road course, I think we'd all be down for it. Like, hey, that's
Yeah.
pretty dope. All right.
if
something
you win
different.
something else besides the super speedway,
I mean, but why? Like he's gonna be in the
I
playoffs
like him. I think he's
because
great.
like he's
Yeah,
gonna
RCR
win.
is locked into the playoffs.
See, so I
Yeah.
The 2 and the 21
Will 100%.
locked
you know,
in.
You know who Austin Hill reminds me of? Like Dale
Bobby Hill.
Senior, Dale
Oh.
Junior.
Oh no!
Like it just reminds me of like that. The way he dominates and runs, he
He's
controls
tied.
the race.
no,
He's
he's ahead
tied now.
He is tied.
He's tied with Senior and
You heard
Tony
this?
Stewart
for which? Oh, for the wins,
for
right?
Xfinity,
For Xfinity
wins
wins.
on
I thought you were
drafting
talking about
tracks.
At
laps led.
speedways.
Laps led. He's ahead of
Drafting.
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he's tied with wins,
That's not
which is
surprising.
incredible. I mean,
at
he
speedways.
controls.
And there's
the
what?
Speedways.
How many
Jimmy
more
Johnson
super
of Super
speedways?
Speedways.
There's Daytona, 2 Talladegas, and Atlanta. There's 4 more.
He'll probably win them all.
He'll probably win, I'd say 2 out of the 4.
At least.
That's crazy.
He's not good at Talladega.
Somebody give this man a cup ride before he taints Dale Senior.
He's
Where's
waiting.
Austin
He's-
going next
I
year?
was say Austin when he's waiting for Austin to go into
Yeah, there you go.
into the management.
We've traded one Austin for another.
The deal is changing. Pray it does not change any further.
I love it. Yeah. So
Do you think if that happened that he'd have more success than Austin Dillon in the 3?
And
At super speedways.
probably.
He'd at least get a
okay,
win.
you know.
I mean, Stop
think,
giving him
maybe.
33 gear and give him the 3. I think he would be up front.
Did you listen to Actions Detrimental?
Last
Sorry,
week
no.
was-
Any of you guys?
Yes,
A
I
little
did.
bit.
Denny Hamlin talks about like there's an art to super speedway racing, and some guys are better at it than others.
That's
Kyle
true.
Larson is
I believe
obviously not good at it, but better today.
He has progressively been getting
survived.
better.
So I think Austin Hill, he's just naturally just really talented at running super
I
speedway.
think Atlanta's that wild card where it's a super speedway without a big one, and everyone's cool with it.
Yeah.
You know,
I
the
feel
big
like-
one was the last lap that they didn't even televise.
I feel
You know what I
like
mean?
this is
They
the
showed one replay.
this is the
Yeah.
what drivers want super speedway to be every single time.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
what the drivers want. So
you talking about
Daytona.
Xfinity or
No,
Cup?
I'd
Cup.
say all 3.
but anything.
Okay.
This is how all drivers I think want Daytona to be. How they want Talladega to be. They want it to be like this where you can actually race because they don't want to do the fuel mileage thing. They're drivers. They want to race.
There wasn't a lot of fuel mileage in this one.
No.
maybe,
for
maybe
anything,
a handful
think
of laps.
None.
But
unless
they-
you're like way in the back and you're just like
Pulling
They
some
knew they
wild
were good the
strategy.
whole time. Just run it.
Well, who was it? Brad. There was like Brad Ross, SVG. There was a handful of guys that rode all the way in the back and then flipped it, right? Didn't
Yeah.
pit. And then like, I mean, they kind of flipped it a little bit, and, like played the fuel stream, saving a little bit maybe, but not nowhere near as egregious as Daytona or Talladega.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I
Daytona is now a mile and a half track.
mean, no,
Cut the
don't.
backstretch.
No, we're trying to add a chicane before. Let's not do that.
Oh, man. Daytona needs help.
All right. So, anything you guys want to talk about, or talk about more for the races this week? Anything that we missed that you guys want to get out of your system?
One other thing I want to say about the Cup race that was fascinating. Towards the end of the race, especially that second half of stage 3, dude, those side drafts were insane.
They were
They're
pretty
literally
crazy.
like, and we saw the whole thing with the supercars, right? And everybody's like freaking out. I'm like, bro, that has nothing on like William Byron and these guys on the inside lane coming up and literally out of these corners, just like literally rubbing them on their quarter panel, like all the way out of the corner. Like that's
was
as much
wild.
side draft as you can put on it. You're
Yeah.
literally door to door out of these corners, like just fender
Yeah.
to fender. That was pretty exciting.
It is pretty exciting.
I like that you could touch each other and kind of bang and all this different stuff, and like it was pretty exciting. Like, and you didn't
Carson
have, you didn't
Hosevar really
wreck.
like that part too.
The touching each other.
The touching
The
all the
bang-
cars,
the banging,
the banging,
The banging.
all the cars.
a little bit of everything.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's go on and kind of talk about our some of the stuff, the news that happened throughout the week. So Parker Kligerman's team, they have failed their appeal.
Bummer.
So unfortunately, they did
Yeah, I
not
saw that
win
coming.
Daytona.
Did
Shocker.
y'all
Yeah.
see the that pre-race thing?
Yes.
For CW?
Yes.
All the fans shouting
Parker
Parker
won."
won. Parker
That was
won.
hilarious. And you could see him like smiling, where it's like, I have to stay professional, but
He was holding it together.
he
bro.
was trying. And I feel like even Jamie Mack was sitting there, like also kind of like
Just
they
laughing.
could all hear it. It's just like we can't react to this.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was
That's
hilarious. That was definitely
They-
awesome.
so you heard it. They do not agree with NASCAR. They respect the decision, but they don't agree.
Well, yeah.
They said they are keeping the checkered flag. You heard that?
That's
I did
wild.
not hear that.
They're
no.
going to keep the checkered flag.
Well, Denny said
as
not
well.
to give it back anyway.
Yeah.
On his podcast.
You
Yeah.
always hold on to.
So
checkered flag.
basically, what they said, I guess he's gonna be on a podcast with I think
Oh, yeah.
Landon Castle.
Yes.
But basically, what he said was, what's frustrating is they were like, they couldn't get a measurement in the front, and they made him like pick the front up. And what they did is they made him pick it up so high, that's what got the rear end 1/8 of an inch too low.
Oh, come on.
Bruh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bull.
Bruh.
BS.
This sounds like a lot of what we saw tonight, where NASCAR officiating doesn't know what they're doing.
Nope, not a clue.
So I don't know. It's over now. It's a bummer, but
Yeah. They
Parker
can't-
won that race. We saw it,
Parker Kligerman, the Daytona People's Champion.
bro. When he drove by the wheelbarrow races, dude, everybody was like, "Parker, you won! Don't let him take it from you." You know, it was
Keep the
funny.
flag. Keep the flag. Get out of here.
That's hilarious. All right.
What are
so
you doing?
the 19 cars appeal has not been set yet.
Not that I've seen. I looked.
Yeah, and we
I've
we
not
checked
seen
that
it.
like right before we went on
Yep.
too, just to
Yeah.
make sure. So
They're like, "It's no rush. It's just qualifying." I'm like, "What?"
100 points.
Or not qualifying, but post race. Like,
Yeah, and Level 2 penalty, 100 points.
It's
Like,
100 points. He was
Eek.
negative 62 points after Daytona, I think it was.
Yeah.
So he's basically close to 2 races behind.
That's a lot.
Basically.
I mean, because
Yeah, race and a half.
a perfect race is 60.
I wonder where he's at now. Where did he finish? Do you know?
This
Today,
race? I don't know. I think he
can look it up.
wrecked.
Top 5, I think.
He wrecked
right?
like half the
top
field.
10, maybe? Nope. You're still scrolling.
21st.
3
Yeah.
races.
So now 3 races.
races.
Ouch.
Is he still
Uh,
negative? Now he's like negative 40 points.
Yeah,
No, I
Ouch.
think they might. I think they actually have a pretty good shot to win their appeal.
they might.
They
They might. They might.
But
It's tough to say. We're not in that room.
it's been a while since JGR got the wrist slap with a penalty like this.
Dude, you notice when JGR gets a penalty, like they get a good one?
When was the last one?
Yeah.
When was the last time they had a really major one? Wasn't it like
I mean,
all
Denny
one?
Hamlin with
Hamlin
the
and,
whole
Tape?
engine thing.
Hamlin and Kyle.
Oh, that was kind of
tape.
fluky.
The
Yeah,
tape.
I'm
yeah,
thinking
the
back
tape
to
under
the
The tape
tape.
on the wrap, but what was it, Pocono?
Yeah, Pocono.
Yeah,
The-
The
underneath
best track
wrap.
ever, in case anyone wanted to know. Pocono. The triangle.
I haven't heard that in
Not a
every
lot of-
day for the last.
Not a lot of people
Somewhat.
race on triangles. NASCAR does.
We race on ovals,
IndyCar quit
circles,
race on
squares,
triangles.
and triangles. We got all the shapes.
So
We
we
take 'em
have
all.
Lindsay says, does anyone?
Geometry.
Lindsay says, does anyone ever win an appeal? Hendrick does.
That's
Yes.
yep.
Darn right.
No,
son.
I mean some people.
Yeah,
Hendrick,
a lot of money.
Hendrick wins, and who was the other team that was also
Junior.
No, there was another team that was
Colleague.
Colleague did not win the same
penalty.
appeal.
Same penalty.
You did not buy the right lawyers.
Oh, Tape Gate.
Little
Yep,
bit
that
green.
was Tape Gate. Yep. That was probably
Everybody
the
knows
last-
Tape gate,
that
okay.
the engine thing at Bristol was not our fault.
Our
Not Denny's
our
fault.
our.
Not Denny's fault.
Could you
Oh,
imagine the
God.
mechanics just like,
He's-
guys, I messed this
Oh,
up.
he's talking like he's
So
on the team
sorry.
now.
Dude, there was one. You know, there was at least one or like one guy or something at Toyota was like that was his fault. He's just like, oh no.
Was TRD.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody
Yeah.
at TRD
I
is
found
like,
these
oh,
red
no.
these red tags. Do we need these for anything?
And we cut. The,
No, you just throw this away.
oh my god.
Jeez.
Let's run it again for Bristol again and win again.
Yeah.
It'll be all right. All right. Let's see. Anything other news that's kind of going on? So Dodge eventual return to
It's a
NASCAR.
big rumor.
Big
Uh,
rumor.
Dropped
there
this
is-
week.
There is a huge rumor. Yep, Dodge is going to come into the trucks, and then Xfinity.
Well, no, hold
So
on.
it would be trucks first.
So it sounds like Dodge could come back to NASCAR as early as next year in trucks
Which is really fast.
because the truck is pretty spec as far as body panels and all that. Really, you only have to design a nose.
Yeah,
really,
which-
the only thing you really everything else is pretty much spec. Bumper, deck lid, side panels, everything, right? And Dodge is. I guess there's rumors that Dodge has made commitments that since there's a spec engine out there with not spec engine, but there's a non OEM engine with the Ilmor engines
Mhm.
that the majority of the truck field's running. Like they don't have to build and design a power plant. It makes it much easier to join the trucks.
Oh, okay.
This is all to get out there, get started, maybe start a pipeline of drivers, maybe, but definitely get started in trucks and then shooting for a 26 entry into Cup. But they are looking for an engine manufacturer, which I thought was wild.
I'll build them engines. Bring it on over.
Bring it on over.
Bring it on over. I'll order everything off Temu.
$67.
I got whole cup engine. $80.
Being
Yeah.
It'll be here in 3 weeks.
Shipped straight from China.
So fun fact. You know a company that Stellantis, who owns Dodge and Ram, they own Maserati. Just a thought.
Stop.
Maserati.
You had a great question about the whole Dodge.
Yeah, what trim would you want to see in the Cup Series?
Trim?
Why not?
Whatever they want to sell the most of or promote.
Do
the most.
they have like a
They got the
road-worthy?
F-150. They have like
Well, hold on.
the
What is it?
off-road. They
They don't have an
the-
F-150.
Isn't
No,
Rebel
I'm sorry,
wait, isn't a
1500.
Rebel just
Okay.
the trim
Don't you
of an
own a
F1?
Dodge?
the
Hey,
number.
Dodge
I'm
Rebel.
dyslexic. It's the dyslexia.
Wait, is a Rebel a truck or a Rebel a
It's
trim?
a trim. It's a trim
So it's a trim
It's
of
a
the
trim
1500.
of the 1500. Yeah,
A tram.
Okay.
a tram.
A trim. A
No-
trim.
No trams here.
Trim of the vehicle.
So yeah, you got the 1500. You got like the off-road tradesman. You got like the Laramie Limited, whatever you want to call it, the high end. Heated seats, all the bells and whistles. You got the Rebel, which is sports. You got the TRX, which is like their high performance sports. Or they got the Power Wagon. I'm gonna take the Power Wagon.
Yeah.
I want
That'd
to
be
see the Ram Power Wagon
I
on
think
the field.
I think they'd put the T-Rex or something like that on there.
They're gonna put
You
whatever
think
they want to
put the
sell the
T-Rex?
most.
I don't
of.
know. It's 120 grand. To
I
buy
feel
it.
like Rebel.
The
I'd be
Rebel,
down for
the
the
Rebel would make. Do they have like a road spec one that's like a sport
Classic.
truck?
Like a Ram
call it the
1500.
classic.
It's gonna be just.
Well, remember,
a
like
1500,
what
but
was
it's
the
gonna
one they
be-
used to have that was like their Lightning competitor? They had one that was like it was like slightly lowered or something. No, this
You
is
said
Ram.
Lightning.
Well, I'm saying it was like the old Ford Lightning, like
Yeah,
it
the
was
street
like a
truck.
sport. It was like a
like
street
the
truck.
street truck.
I don't remember.
Lowered.
Road Runner.
You ever seen?
Yeah.
Was it a Road Runner?
Yeah, the Roadrunner.
Yeah, okay, let's do something like that.
Fun fact: Parker used to have one.
Really?
Yeah, he
Oh,
used
cool.
to have one. a long
You
time
know,
ago.
now that you mention it, I could see something like that. You
Bring
know,
back
like-
the
They,
Road
they
Runner.
don't
with
have
Ford.
it. They don't have a street truck.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
the Rebel's pretty fast.
never mind. I don't know. I don't
I'd
know
be
where I
down
was
for the
going with
Power
that.
Wagon. I'll put my vote in.
Yeah.
Bring
They're
the
just
Power
gonna
Wagon.
do. They're just gonna do a 1500. But
Yeah.
maybe
the classic
They
would
might
look so
not. They might
lame.
not.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you look at the Xfinity series. They run the Supra. The Supra is not a Camry-like car.
the Supra is also a car.
No,
Super
but
duper.
what I'm saying, like the Supra is not cheap.
Yeah, but like you don't see like, I mean, like for Toyota, they don't call it the TRD. They call it just the Tundra.
RG.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what they want to sell. Like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so,
we'll
I don't
see.
know. But we'll see.
Interesting. We're seeing in the chat. Kuzma says Dodge is like, hey, our engines make too much power. Da, da, da. And then Jonathan also says, I'm surprised Honda hasn't joined.
That one's also
That-
possible.
we mentioned that
is
last week.
Very possible. That is very possible. I mean, we've heard
There could
from
be
some
5
people
Dude,
manufacturers.
what
in the next
Honda
year.
truck would they use? The Ridgeline.
Ridgeline.
Yeah, the Ridgeliner.
Oh,
in
God.
It's a spec. They don't
I
have
think
to
they
do
call
anything.
it the PRD.
I don't know.
Perform-
I'm sorry. I
Performance.
think I said Dodge wants to come to the Cup in 26. My mistake. 28.
truck.
28.
Yeah,
To be
trucks
clear.
in 26.
Trucks in 26. Cup 28.
Cup takes a little bit more time.
There's a very real chance in 27, maybe more likely 28, but possibly as early as 27, Honda may come to Cup.
Yeah.
Straight to Cup.
I'm about it.
So here begs the question, who's becoming the teams?
Who wants that money?
Does Penske
Who
go
wants
back
that
to
money?
Dodge?
I think
I
like
see
any-
Brad. I
any-
see RFK.
Oh, yeah. Anybody
Brad.
that's not a
Tier 1?
first tier or maybe a second.
I'm gonna be honest. Your Chevy, your Gibbs, your Penske.
Your shit.
they're not- I'm sorry, not Chevy.
Hendrick?
Hendrick, Gibbs,
Penske?
and Penske.
they're not.
They're
leaving.
not.
They're
They're
not
leaving.
changing. No.
No.
way.
Everyone
RCR
else
is not changing from
Fair
Free
game.
game. Yeah.
Fair
I think
game.
I
Who
got-
wants to
I
be
got-
the number one dog?
Trackhouse
Trackhouse
goes
is-
to Honda.
Trackhouse is third tier.
Trackhouse would go to
I can
Honda.
see
Oh, Honda.
Trackhouse
That would
going
be
to Honda.
gross. Oh, man.
I
Honda
could
and
see
Red
it,
Bull? Honda
That
and Red
makes a
Bull
lot
have
of
the
sense.
connection.
No,
Yeah.
they make a lot of sense. If any team in Cup makes sense to move to Honda, it would be
I would be
it would
Trackhouse.
be
Front row?
Trackhouse, Yeah.
And because RFK going to Dodge.
Throw in
one.
John Deere.
John Deere.
Why not?
So yeah,
Okay.
to answer JFB's question, he says, "What teams do you think will make the switch?" Like Matt said, anybody that's not a tier one, which
Yeah.
is your Hendrick,
If you
your
ain't the big
Penske,
three.
or your Gibbs, they are not.
Let's be honest. Legacy
only-
Motor Club has shown that they'll jump around, so they probably will.
Yeah, they're
around.
bopping to each manufacturer.
Jump around.
No,
Jump,
the only
jump,
the
jump
only
around,
like
jump.
mid tier team that I can't see changing is like I said RCR. It's just
Nah,
the legacy thing.
Well, they're a tier two.
yeah, but
They
sure.
might.
you know,
They
just,
might be a tier one. They just don't have enough resources to make the
Maybe.
most out of it.
But,
From what I've
but
seen,
for the legacy's
there.
sake, they're not going to
tier 7.
Bring him to Honda.
Colleague would jump.
Oh my God, could you imagine, bro, the amount of people that would turn over in their grave if freaking RCR went to Honda?
Austin Dillon takes over.
Well,
We're
that's
going to
like-
Honda.
Well, that was like when Richard
The
Petty.
first
It was
thing
like
he
when
does.
Richard Petty before they moved to Legacy.
The number 3 Accord.
That was
So-
like Richard Petty going to Toyota.
Yeah.
Let's say something like a Trackhouse goes to Dodge. What car are they running?
Probably a Charger.
It probably have to be the Charger. The
Hon-
Challenger
Honda?
is being no Dodge.
The
He said Honda.
Challenger's out, right?
Challenger is discontinued, as far as I know.
Bummer.
They have an electric Challenger.
Gross.
Gay.
I saw it at Daytona. I saw it driving in Daytona. I was like, that's kind of wild. I've never seen one in real person. You know, in real
In
life.
real
In
person.
real person. In real life.
Yeah,
I've never saw one with my eyeballs.
I bet rainbows come out of the exhaust.
Is that what I think it is?
They don't have exhaust, Jeff. They're electric.
Exactly. I
You
don't know.
duppy.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
think,
I don't drive electric vehicles.
I prefer
Like-
gas.
I can
I
see
paid
the
for
biggest. the
Legacy to
biggest-
Dodge.
I think the biggest team, like if a manufacturer's coming in, Trackhouse has to be the number one prospect for a manufacturer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Has
You're
to
getting
be.
that sponsorship. You're getting the drivers.
They have such unique marketing. They have to be the number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I mean, who else?
I'm not gonna lie.
RCR.
I mean, maybe 2311, but there's no way unless
There's no
Denny
way.
unless Denny steps away from Gibbs. Then maybe.
Maybe
But
that's
I
what they're
doubt
waiting
it.
for. 2028.
Maybe.
Who knows? I think there's a lot. There's a lot up in the air for sure, and I'm not reading that that comment. Sorry.
All right.
All right. So next week, let's talk about next week. So next week we go to Coda. So we got no trucks. But we
Short version of Coda.
yes, short
New
version
layout.
So-
Shorter layout.
should help
We're
a
doing
little
practice, right? We should be doing practice.
We have practice next week?
There should be.
Wild. Forgot what that's like.
bit.
It's been 1 week.
Yeah.
They actually
been
had
1
practice
week.
at Daytona.
Yeah.
Chill.
Calm down.
3
So
practices.
yeah, so we got 2. What are you guys looking forward to?
I'm interested on the new layout.
Yeah.
If it's anything like last year, whoever wins the poll is going to win the race. Good
Yeah.
luck.
The problem I'm worried about with the new configuration is the old configuration had that really tight hairpin, which was a really good passing zone. I hope they don't just give up a passing zone to make the track shorter.
I also
I feel like that's a real risk.
I also want to see if they're going to have the what they call it last year? It was the boundaries where you couldn't like drive
Oh,
out. and
yes.
Oh, I
They flagged
hate
them.
that. Put up
I hope
some
they don't
walls.
have that.
Put a
I
wall in.
Put up a wall.
I hope people like responded.
Get Trump
enough.
over there. Put up a wall.
Listen, it is Texas.
You take my taxes for that.
Yeah, facts.
I don't.
I'll approve that spending.
You know what? Listen, if we're
Put
getting
walls at code.
if we're getting
I mean, it's close to the border. I mean,
if we're
while you're
getting
down there,
if we're getting
Texas
credits,
said build a wall.
you're like, can I just get my point across?
yeah. My point was going to be like if we're all getting credits back from the government for Doge and everything like that, can mine just go straight to the walls there?
I'll put 5 in. Let's go. I'll put $5. Let's
There you
go.
go.
Yep. Junior Nation, we're calling you. We need
That's
help.
like at least a bag of concrete. If everyone did that, we'd be fine.
Just
Okay.
a wall of bagged concrete.
And then on the
Drive
front,
into it. I dare you.
let's all go in another 5 and put a ramp on the front stretch.
Yes. I'm
This
about
is
it.
turned into Hot Wheels.
Yes.
I mean, that's where we're going. No, I honestly, I'm excited for it. It's pretty wild. Like 2 super speedways in a row, and then now a road course. Like we were talking about,
And then Phoenix.
when
Yay.
are we gonna, which has an option tire.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like,
true.
dude, we're
Wait a
gonna be
minute.
a month in before we really start knowing. Like, okay,
Is the
who's-
first mile and a
who's
half
actually good,
Miami?
who's not.
Is the
Yeah.
first mile and a half Miami?
First,
I
like
think-
real race, I think is Miami.
I think it is.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm
yeah.
looking up the
Which I
schedule
think
real
we
quick.
can confirm. I think we're going to go to that.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
We're,
yeah.
we're like 90% like ready to go to Miami.
Oh, we do have Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. That's a real
So
No,
I
that
mean,
don't
there's like
Danny
there's like-
Hamlin's not Danny Hamlin. Joe Logano's going to win it. Don't count.
probably. We
Yeah.
have a whole month of racing with like so many unknown variables.
Yeah.
Daytona, Atlanta, road course, new layout, Phoenix, new tire.
Get your wins.
Phoenix
Yeah.
with the option tire. That is wild.
I'm very interested to see what they do with that.
Bro, I would
Because
love
that
it.
option tire made a huge difference.
So have you heard this? Like they're not planning to like, oh hey, this is the way they're testing tires to get a more realistic feed on the tires. So they're gonna run it, right? And they're gonna say, okay, here it is, and like, but now the track is rubbered in, here's all the stuff, and they have real metrics of what this tire does on a rubbered in racetrack.
Oh.
Versus sending 5 cars out there to run 300 laps and you just can't. It's still not 40 cars running 300 laps.
Right.
The rubber laydown is different.
Huh.
So like this is like they're gonna start doing this. Like this could be the norm coming forward. Like we're okay. This track needs a little bit better tire. We're just gonna send an option package where you'll get 2 sets of this, and they can get real time metrics of what it's really gonna do, and then implement it. If it's great, if it's not, then don't.
That's pretty cool.
Makes sense.
Imagine that this new tire is so exciting, and like everybody goes from like please leave Phoenix to like Phoenix is amazing, don't ever leave.
Back to Homestead. No.
No.
What did you do,
Because
you
the
idiots?
schedule will be out by then.
Yeah.
The championship will be determined next year, and watch them. Honestly, that would be the most NASCAR thing ever if they finally fix Phoenix and then we leave,
Go back to Homestead. would
I
be
can't wait for
crazy.
that podcast.
bro.
I hope everyone's still here for the podcast. That'd be great.
Let's be
These
honest.
idiots.
Guys, I hate to tell you this. That's definitely going to happen.
That's
now.
probably gonna happen. That is the most NASCAR,
NASCAR
thing
thing.
I've ever heard.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny,
Yeah,
bro.
no, that's 100% going to be
Could
something.
you imagine the tire development? I finally fixed Phoenix. What? They're not going
Bye.
back?
Oh man! Real quick before I
Oh,
know
man.
DJ's ready to cue the music, but if you guys have any questions in the chat or whatever, like we didn't do a question of the week. So if you guys have anything, we'll
We
answer
kind
it
of hit
quick.
some as we've been going too. So
If you got anything before we leave,
one question Jonathan said is why has Goodyear had a monopoly and
Money.
not supplying the tires or on
Money.
supplying tires?
oh
That's
they pay to be the
pure money.
sponsor of no different than Firestone and
Yeah.
Pirelli. I mean, it's no different. They
Yeah.
pay to be the tire manufacturer.
But then the teams pay them for the tires, so I don't get
Tire wars are bad. If you don't believe me, go watch some YouTube documentaries.
I think we should bring it back.
They're bad.
Bring it back.
They killed people.
What?
So, I don't think we
Whoa,
should-
easy. No, I didn't know that.
Go watch the documentaries. It's not good.
How about whatever tire
the
manufacturer
first
can figure out an
Talladega-
inliner?
Go back to the first
Wins.
Talladega race. A bunch of the teams didn't want to race because
Yeah,
of tires.
True.
Really?
Yeah, there was only three actual drivers or something like that.
There was 3 drivers for a whole race?
No.
That reminds
it's
me
not
of a
cars.
movie.
It's not cars. There was 3 like NASCAR drivers, and they filled the field with a bunch of like randoms or like guys that were
Oh,
not.
backseaters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, it was a mess. Like the whole race was awful.
Oh, gosh.
Guzman, you said there's one on Discord. My phone died while I was trying to pull it up, so drop it in the chat.
Yeah,
By the
good.
way, we have the Discord. If you guys want to join, we have a diecast
Let me see
showroom.
if I can pull it up.
We have a place where you guys can drop questions. We have live race chat where we can all talk about, communicate about the race. We have all of our video drops get sent there, like everything. So it's just a one-stop hub for all of us to get together and hang out on.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And it's not just Sundays. It's just literally all week.
Just kind of throughout the week, and it's random, and you never know when you're going to
There's
get
memes.
a
You got-
message.
you got-
or-
NASCAR memes.
Oh, there's a NASCAR.
Yeah.
meme. There's a rumor page if you've heard something or want to share something you've heard, or we'll
Question
share
of the week
something.
section.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's always exciting because you never know when you're going to get a message, and it's like it can start this whole thing, and
Yeah,
Got a
it's
full-on
a
conversation.
community
It's fun.
by fans for fans. for sure.
Honestly, I think we need to name
We send a lot
Robert
of memes.
as the king of the diecast showroom.
Oh yeah, that's kind of his.
One
realm.
of
he got to the
Um,
point where he got in trouble for buying somebody. They just started making them.
That's a good point.
Did you find it or no?
I did not.
All
Sorry.
right. So
Okay.
save
The
it.
last
We'll
question I
answer it
saw
next
was
week.
from like it was a while ago.
And
Yeah.
Save it for next week. We'll answer it. But like, follow, share our content if you want other people to see it. If you like it, like it.
Subscribe, hit the
subscribe
bell.
so you see everything. We do all kind of stupid videos. We do real videos too, updating news. But the girls make us do dumb videos too. So
We do dumb videos and serious videos.
we are on all social platforms: Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, TikTok, everything. So appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
All right, we'll see you guys next
Thank
week
you,
after
guys.
Coda.
To
See you
Texas.
guys. Woo!
Woo!